before we jump into what you're feeling like today, can you walk us through what that day and what the days leading into that ouster was like?
Back in January of 2023. It was 15 rounds for Kevin McCarthy to officially become the 55th Speaker of the House. At that time, we knew it was going to take a few rounds, and our team was prepared for that. Did it take more than we anticipated? Perhaps, but you know what? We knew that he was the only one who'd be able to deliver for the House Republican Conference, and we knew he had the votes at the end of the day. So we, as staff, were so confident in our boss and his ability to be able to deliver those results, and he did. He was able to clinch that victory in the very early hours of Saturday, January 7th, if I recall the date correctly. And yes, so we always knew that there was a faction within the conference that may try to vacate him. And we always knew that day might be coming. And when it did come, we weren't surprised. We were anticipating it. It was very unfortunate, obviously. And I think he would be doing still an incredible job as Speaker of the House if he was still in that role. That's not what was in the cards, but as staff, incredibly proud to have been able to work for him for as long as I did and be part of that team for as long as I was.
So then that goes to the question here, which is how are you feeling today, knowing that that individual who really spearheaded those efforts will not have a job in the next Trump administration, a job that I know that he definitely wanted, and a job that I know too that a lot of people within the MAGA wing and the wing of the party that really supported the ouster of your former boss really wanted him to go through.
Well, first and foremost, and it's really interesting the type of people that politics attracts. I don't know why Matt Gaetz would go so hard after Kevin McCarthy when he had such atrocious skeletons in his closet. I think justice has been served today. And listen, ultimately, he isn't even qualified to be Attorney General. When we look at his career as a lawyer, it is very limited. And he was in office at the time. So no, he has no experience. He's wholly unqualified to be Attorney General. And I'm glad that now he has made the decision back a week ago, not only to resign from the House, which he also shouldn't be a part of because he is not a member who's ever able to deliver policy solutions. I mean, honestly, like let's think about what his policy solutions are, what he's been able to deliver for Americans. He just likes to go on TV and he just likes to tweet. That is who Matt Gaetz is. And I'm glad that now we can actually get a candidate who is qualified for that role because he was wholly unqualified.
Yeah, he was very much he was very much we use the word a lot these days, but he was very much the vibe of the party as it came to online culture that was in the Republican Party, and this seemed like a pick that a lot of people think was very reactive on Trump's end. Some people are suggesting a 4D chess move as far as what this could have been. What are your thoughts on that? What did you think behind this move? Was there an actual motivation, or was it the 2 hour plane ride that everyone refers to?
I think it was a 2 hour plane ride. I think that Trump thought he was coming in with this strong mandate that people were just going to fall in line and do exactly what he said. I don't think that he is strategic enough to be thinking through 4D chess that many steps ahead. Perhaps his now chief of staff Wells is able to do that. However, let's think about it, like let's be realistic about it for a second. Some people are saying he did this nomination knowing it would never happen, and in fact, it was a way to give a favor to someone who's been very loyal but is terrible as a human being. So not only did we get rid of him in Congress, but now he also doesn't have this future as Attorney General. Trump does not like to lose. This is a resounding loss for him. It is the second time he's already had this loss because John Thune was elected the Senate Majority Leader. When we're talking about MAGA online, they came to the defense of Rick Scott, who also was wholly unqualified to be in this role. And so now what we're seeing is that's happened the second time with Matt Gaetz, who has people are coming forward saying like, oh, they're accusations, only allegedly. We have to believe in the idea that people are innocent until proven guilty. What the facts are is that time and time again during this process, people have come forward. His best friend has come forward. We've seen the Venmo payments. We've seen the PayPal payments. He is doing something a little shady here. And I don't think that it was in the president's best interest to have nominated him in the first place because now he's got 2 losses.
Yeah, and I think on that point too, I think a lot of people look at Speaker Mike Johnson's appearance at a UFC fight along with that whole collective, and the thought is, well, since he appeared there, he's on the side of that group of individuals. But probably, I would imagine you having been in a position where you are close to the Speaker of the House with a Republican majority with some perhaps unruly members, he would be very happy if Matt Gaetz does not take office and take his next term, which he has been elected for. Well, it's unclear if he'll take it this next January.
Yeah, the joke has been going around on Twitter uh, uh, about all of that, and though I do think that it was probably a sigh of relief for Johnson for Matt Gaetz to be gone. Ultimately, I don't think it was the strategic 4D chess that everybody is talking about. Hey, listen, if Matt Gaetz has already resigned, I'm not sure if you can unresign. But if you're not able to, one less headache for Speaker Johnson.
Right. I think the only thing that's unclear is that like he resigned from his current term, but he's been elected for the new one. So does it mean with the letter that he sent in that he's not able to do this next term? I think that's the big question, or whether or not he wants to do it anyway. Has he built himself up in a way that he gets his TV job and he gets his job, who knows, on X and has a streaming show there? Who knows at this point? The big question I want to ask you too, tying it back here to the Central Valley, is do you think the county and the valley, Kern County, Central Valley, and Bakersfield is worse off because of Matt Gaetz's efforts? Not that people don't love Vince Fong and that they've clearly supported him in his runs for this office, but we were left in a situation without, a House member in Congress, without an assemblyman following that, and of course leadership in Washington D.C., where a lot of our interests could, become first of mind when it comes into policymaking.
The Central Valley is definitely worse off without Kevin McCarthy at the helm of this seat. And like you said, people love Congressman or the Congressman, Congressman Vince Fong. He's doing a great job. The community rallied behind him. So obviously, it's of course nothing against him. But Kevin was Speaker of the House. That comes with a set of opportunities to really highlight the issues that are happening in the Central Valley because he'd been in office for so long, because he'd been built that infrastructure for leadership, because he has been the most prolific fundraiser in House history. So yeah, definitely the Central Valley is a little bit of a disadvantage here to try to build that up again if they can one day. But the congressman is doing a good job, and I'm sure he'll continue to deliver results for the community.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Very, very happy to have you in and to talk about this. I know that this was a day that if you go on X, if you go on that social media site, there's lots of people that have been close to Kevin McCarthy over the years that are very happy about what just happened in the last few hours. And I know that I believe you're one of them.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
That's an understatement. Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate your time as always.
Thanks for having me.